Some transfer sagas drag on for weeks, even months, before finally giving way to the flurry of paperwork, medicals, and unveiling photos. This time, though, when Manchester United scouts first identified Bryan Mbeumo, it felt different, like the start of something big, something that could finally inject fresh energy into a squad in need of pace, guile, and that killer instinct in front of goal. Now, after a summer of negotiations, failed bids, and rising figures, the curtain has fallen on one of the most talked-about stories of this transfer window. United's £65 million offer for the Brentford winger has been accepted, and the Cameroon international is on the verge of swapping West London buzz for Old Trafford raw. In June, United's opening gambit, £55 million in total, was politely rebuffed. Brentford's hierarchy, mindful of Mbeumo's emerging status as one of the Premier League's most exciting attackers, held firm. By late June, United returned with an improved package of £62.5 million, but the Bees again dug in their heels, convinced that their prized asset was worth every penny. Rumours swirled around training grounds and backrooms, suggesting that the player himself was keen on the move, while Brentford sought assurances about sell-on clauses, add-ons, and the long-term vision for his career. Then, just as the pre-season buzz began to build, with fans speculating about new signings for the tour to the United States, United came back in with a final offer, £65 million upfront, and a further £5 million in performance-related add-ons. That figure, totaling a potential £70 million, was finally enough to persuade Brentford to let their golden asset depart. As the Premier League club looked to raise funds for a new training ground and secure their financial future, letting Mbeumo join United for a record fee, beating their previous club record sale, made sense. And for Mbeumo himself, the chance to join the Red Devils, to test himself alongside elite talents, and under the glaring spotlight that comes with the famous red shirt, proved irresistible. By the time this deal closes, Bryan Mbeumo will have completed the biggest transfer in Brentford's young history. It marks a landmark moment for the club that punched above its weight for years, topping the charts of data-driven recruitment and smart spending. In 2019, Mbeumo arrived at Griffin Park from Troyes for a modest fee, a raw talent with speed, trickery, and a hunch for goals. But over 6 seasons he polished his game, adding clinical finishing and tactical discipline to his natural flair, and soon became a focal point for Brentford's rise from championship hopefuls to Premier League stalwarts. Last season, the 25-year-old forward produced career-best numbers across the board. He notched up more goals and assists than ever, created more chances, and spent more touches in the opposition box than any previous campaign. A shot conversion rate of 23.53% put him in elite company, behind only Mohamed Salah of Liverpool and Alexander Isak of Newcastle in terms of efficiency. Week after week, he proved the kind of match winner every top club craves, and as Manchester United scouts compiled their dossiers, they saw a player hitting the peak of his powers at exactly the right moment. Yet it wasn't just the simple metrics that made Mbeumo so irresistible. Behind the numbers lay a player's heart, a relentless work ethic, a willingness to chase every lost cause, and a desire to be involved in all phases of play. He recovered possession in the opposition third 32 times last season, ranking him third among all Premier League players, a sign that he cared about more than just scoring. He cared about winning every loose ball, starting every counterattack, and making life hell for opposing defenders. That kind of intensity, coupled with his lightning-quick dribbles, made him a dual threat and a nightmare to defend against. Perhaps most revealing was his raw pace with the ball at his feet. Mbeumo completed 9 carries of more than 5 meters that directly ended in a goal in the 2024-25 season, a figure unmatched by any other player in the league. In an era where direct runs and open play transitions can turn a game on its head, his ability to coast past midfield lines and drag defenders out of position offered United a new dimension. Gone would be the days when poor service left the front line starved of chances. With Mbeumo ripping through defenses, United's dynamic attackers would have a reliable platform from which to strike. For Manchester United, the need was clear. A squad in transition under new manager Ruben Amorim, fresh from his success in Portugal, required reinforcements in key areas. Matheus Cunha had already arrived to bolster the front line, and Diego Leon's signing at left-back added balance to the back four. Yet the question of pace and penetration remained unanswered until now. Faced with rivals who have flourished on quick, incisive football, United needed someone who could break lines, unsettle defenses, and feed the likes of Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho, and Mason Mount, players who thrive on service. Beyond the obvious on-field benefits, Mbeumo's switch carries a host of off-field attractions. His transfer will spark a surge in shirt sales, an uptick in social media engagement, and renewed optimism among a fan base hungry for trophies. Few players command as much respect in West London as he does, and few captivate a dressing room with as much charisma. He is known to be a consummate professional, dedicating himself to rigorous training routines and meticulous diet regimes, traits that fit perfectly with United's emphasis on internal growth and a winning mentality. The medical, scheduled to take place before the squad's pre-season departure to the United States on Tuesday, will be the final hurdle. If all goes smoothly, Mbeumo will be unveiled at Carrington in time to join the group for their first training session in California. Fans in Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York City will get their first glimpse of the new number 11 donning red, a shirt number previously graced by legends and now entrusted to yet another future hero. The optics of this transfer send a message. Manchester United are serious about restoring their place at the summit of English and European football. For Brentford, the deal offers financial breathing space, a war chest to reinvest in scouting, infrastructure, and potentially reinforcements to offset the loss. Thomas Frank's side has thrived on the development and sale of talent, and Mbeumo's departure, while painful, underlines the club's blueprint. Find hungry, undervalued players, nurture their growth, and let them walk tall into the spotlight when the time is right. Now the question turns to who will fill the void on the right flank at Brentford, and whether the club can unearth yet another hidden gem from their scouting network. Back in Manchester, anticipation is building. Supporters are already debating how Mbeumo will fit into Amorim's system. Will he slot in on the right to replace the aging Anthony Martial? Could he play as a second striker, drifting inside to combine with a partner? Or will he rotate with the likes of Rasmus Jlund, providing a fresh outlet and tactical flexibility? The possibilities are tantalizing for both fans and pundits, and the coming weeks will see intensive training drills, tactical briefings, and the inevitable snippets of video footage that whet the appetite for the new season. There are challenges, of course. Adapting to the pace and physicality of life at Old Trafford will test any newcomer. The weight of expectation at a club of this size is enormous, every performance scrutinized by global audiences, every misstep amplified. Yet if anyone is suited to handling such pressure, it is Mbeumo. His time at Brentford taught him to thrive under scrutiny, to remain composed under the microscope of media analysts, to shoulder responsibility when playing in big games, and to maintain focus despite the distractions that come with a breakthrough season. On the international stage, Mbeumo has already proven himself indispensable to Cameroon. He played a starring role at the Africa Cup of Nations, combining speed and creativity to devastating effect, and has become a fixture in their qualifying campaigns for upcoming tournaments. His ability to transition seamlessly between club and country augurs well for his adaptability, another sign that the rigors of Premier League life won't faze him. Indeed, United fans can look forward to seeing him test himself against elite international defenders, a challenge he has already embraced with pride. From a tactical perspective, Ruben Amorim's stated desire to play high-energy, possession-based football aligns perfectly with Mbeumo's strengths. The winger thrives when asked to press high, link up in tight spaces, and launch quick counters. His understanding of when to hold width, when to tuck inside, and when to sprint in behind offers a versatility that few United forwards can match. In an era of fluid front threes and interchangeable attacking units, a player of his profile is more than welcome. He is essential. As the summer sun beats down on Old Trafford's newly painted stands, the memory of last season's frustrations still lingers. Too many draws, too many defensive lapses, and not enough moments of magic. United supporters have become accustomed to waiting for sparks, occasional flashes of brilliance followed by long droughts. Now, with Mbeumo's imminent arrival, there's genuine excitement that this next chapter will be different. That summer signings will hit the ground running, that new partnerships will click straight away, and that goals, not excuses, will define the narrative. It's easy to wax lyrical about potential, but in football, only results matter. For Mbeumo, the challenge is clear: deliver in front of packed stadiums, live up to the price tag, and justify the faith of those who broke their bank to bring him in. For United, The task is equally urgent. Integrate him seamlessly into a squad poised for resurgence, extract maximum value from their summer outlay, and start climbing the table from the very first whistle of the Premier League season. When the moment arrives for his official unveiling, expect global headlines. Expect the cameras, the questions about how he will adapt, and the immediate comparisons with past number 11s. But for now, the focus is on the work ahead, the medical scan, the final signatures on the contract, and the first training drills in the Red Devil colors. Behind the scenes, coaches will pore over video clips, teammates will size him up in the dressing room, and the next generation of United fans will start buying his shirt, dreaming of the goals and assists that await. This is more than just another transfer. It's a statement of intent from a club eager to reclaim its place at the top. It's a continuation of a project under a manager determined to stamp his identity on this storied institution. And it's the culmination of a player's personal journey from a promising teenager in France to one of the most fit attackers in the English game. In the end, the success of this deal will be judged on the pitch. Will Mbeumo's direct runs shatter stubborn defenses? Will his finishing prowess supply the goals that United so badly need? Will his energy reinvigorate a squad that has grown complacent? Only time will tell. But if the opening days of his United career offer any hint, then Old Trafford's faithful are about to witness something truly special. And so, as Manchester United prepare to embark on their pre-season tour across the Atlantic, one man's future has finally been secured. Bryan Mbeumo, the record sale from Brentford, is ready to write a new chapter in Manchester. The stage is set, the expectations are high, and the world is watching. For United fans, there is reason to believe that this transfer could be the spark that lights the fire under a season hungry for success. As the famous facade of Old Trafford gleams in the summer sun, one question hangs in the air. Can this £65 million investment tip the scales back in United's favor? Stay tuned, because the countdown to kick-off has begun, and a new era beckons at the Theatre of Dreams.